refresher from yesterday. All right, you have to be able to set up the sine and the cosine of the angles. So sine of x, so here's x. I now need to label my O, my A, and my H. Where's my hypotenuse? 37, 35, or 12? If it's 37, that's my hypotenuse. All right, now I've got adjacent, opposite. Adjacent's the easiest one to name next, because adjacent's right next to it. So right next to it, 35, and 12 will be my O. Sine of x. So sine is what over what? Over H, so it's opposite over hypotenuse, so number over number is what? 37. No, 12 over 37. Right? Now, cosine of z. Okay, well, to change the angle on me, I need to raise my O, my A, and H, and theta. Now we're coming from z. Right? My H is still the same. What's my adjacent? Is it 12 or 35? 12, because it's right next to it, and then 35 is opposite, it's away from it. So adjacent over hypotenuse is cosine. So what over what? 12 over 37. Yep, I'll explain this in just a second. Both of these are going to match. Alright, I'll explain them in just a second. Alright? Sine of x. So x right here, label O, A, and H. What's my H? 25 is my H, because that's the hypotenuse. It's across from the right angle. Alright? What's my adjacent right next to the angle? Is it 7 or 24? 7 because it's right next to the angle. Alright, so that leaves 24 to be my opposite. Alright, sine is what over what? So O over H, opposite over hypotenuse is 24 over 25. Alright, now cosine of y. So now it's giving me another angle, so I've got to raise my O, A, and H. And now I'm coming from, that's supposed to say Z. Not the typo. Cosine of Z. Alright, O, A, and H. What's my H? Alright, so hypotenuse is 25 across from the right angle. My A is my adjacent. Which one's my adjacent? There's 24 right next to the theta, so that's the A, that's the adjacent. Alright, if you don't get these down, you can't do the rest of the problems. Alright, today's lesson, tomorrow's lesson, and then word problems over today and tomorrow. Those are the only 3 lessons that are left of this school year. The rest is practice, review, quiz, and midterm. Not in that order, but those are the days. Right? So if you don't get down setting them up, then we're going to struggle. All right? Here we go. All right? How to solve for a sine using trig ratios. All right? So on top of this, there's this little thing that you have to memorize. It's called up high, high, multiply. Right? And when it's down low, switch, switch, They just added the part so it would write. Right? We're in note-taking part, so what I write down, you should write down. This is note-taking part. Right? Alright, so we're going to solve for a side. Okay? So when you get trig functions, to set up a whole trig function, you have to have an angle and 2 sides. There's 3 pieces. So the next 2 days, you're going to learn how to solve whenever anything's missing. You're given 2. Today is particularly just a side. Tomorrow is going to be an angle. Alright? So today we're going to learn how to solve when a side is missing. Alright? First thing you do is you label O, A, and H. Alright, so coming from that angle right there, the 35-degree angle. Alright? 34-degree angle, my bad. What's my H? What's my hypotenuse? The X, the 16, or the blank side? The 16. Alright? So now what's my adjacent? The one right next to the angle. Is it the X side or the blank side? Adjacent, next to the angle. Is it blank side or X side? The confusion on this is that this is a measurement of a side and this is a measurement of a side. This 34 degrees right here is an angle. And it's so close over here, it can't be that angle. It's that angle. We've already labeled H. So here are our three sides. I've underlined our three sides. Alright? So the two underlines that don't have an O or an A, which one's closer to the angle? Is it X or the blank side? Which side is closer to the angle we're talking about? Is it the X side or the blank side? Which side is closer to the angle, the blank side or the X side? The X side is closer to the angle, and so that's the adjacent. All right, so we have an O, an A, and an H labeled. Only two of those letters are being used in this trig function. What two letters, the O, the A, and the H, are being used?
H and A.
The H and A. The H and the A are being used. So you go back to SOHCAHTOA. Alright? And which trig function uses A and H? S, C, or T? C, which is cosine. So you set this problem up as cosine of the angle. What's the measurement of the angle? Measurement of the angle. 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 So you always go trig function, measurement of the angle equals the fraction. That's how these are set up. Right? Now here comes our little trick that we learned that we wrote up there in the top right. Up high, multiply, down low, you switch it over. That's talking about the X. So where is this X? Is it up high or down low? It's up high. So you multiply. So you gotta use your calculator. Have to use your calculator. Cosine of 34, close the parentheses, it's up high, so we multiply. I'm going to use a little star symbol so you don't get confused on X, times 16 equals. It is 13.264. So the 4 doesn't make the 6 round up, so 13.26. You have to put cosine in the calculator. Then 34. Then close your parentheses. Then multiply. Then 16. And then enter. And every now and then when you get a funky answer, you got to hit double arrows to get the decimal. Alright? So here we go. Next problem. Alright? First we have to label O, A, and H. Alright? So next problem, O, A, and H, I have an X side, a 14 side, and a blank side. Which one is my hypotenuse? The blank side. Alright? Which one is my A side? The closest one. So when I label things, I label my hypotenuse first and my adjacent second, because adjacent is the next easiest one to get. It's the side that is closest to the angle. So the angle is 71, so therefore X is my adjacent, because that's the closest. And that leaves 14 as my O. Alright? So what two letters are being used in this trig function? A and O. What trig function? So, the T, the tangent. Alright, so now to set this problem up, T, because O and A is being used. So it's tangent. What's the angle? 71, good job, equals opposite over adjacent. Because tangent is opposite over adjacent. 14 over X. Is the X up high? Is the X up high?
Yeah.
Is the X up high? No, it's not. When it's down low, you switch, you know. So what that means is a different math, a little bit different math. You switch, you know, means you have to do this. 14 over tangent of 71 equals. You have to put all that in the fraction button and press enter. So 4.820. So 4.82 and the 0 doesn't make the 2 round up. So our answer is 4.82. Alright? Good job. Okay? Alright? I'm going to do problem number 1, you're going to do number 2. Number 2 is to be turned in for a grade, not accuracy. I want to see you attempt it. Alright? So, and it's not on this paper either. So number 1, first you got to start off by labeling the O, the A, and the H. So number 1, what's my H? 12. Alright? Listen closely. Which side is the closest to angle 15? The blank side or the X side? Alright, I'm going to ask that again. Alright? Which side is the closest to angle 15? So you're looking at this number. Which one is closest to this number? The blank side or the X side? The blank side is closest, so that's my A, and then X is my O. Alright? So now, what 2 letters are being used in this math problem? The letters being used are O and H, because the O has the X, and the H has the 12. So what trig function uses O and H? What trig function uses O and H? It is going to be sine. Sine of, what's my angle? What's my angle? My angle is measurement of 15. And then that sine is going to be what over what? Sine is what over what? Sine is what? X over 12, because that's an opposite over hypotenuse. When X is up high, you multiply. Right? So, this is how you solve the problem. Sine of 15, close your parentheses, you multiply by 12, and you get the answer. So the answer, sine of 15 times 12 is 3.105. The 5 rounds to 0, the 1 is 3.11. Now what you have to do is problem number 2 on your own piece of paper, and you're turning that in for a grade. If you're watching this video, you have to do problem number 2 for a grade, take a picture of it, and send it to me.